Kale the foods. If you want to be smart and be a maths lover, make sure you take your plantain flour, yam flour, turmeric powder, ginger powder, and rosemary powder. For more information, visit kalidaresources.com. Hello, 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 friends. If you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat section? You're welcome to Easy Maths Tutor. I'm so glad to have you here. Happy Sunday. I trust you've had a splendid Sunday today. It's raining cats and dogs over here. And so I decided that we should have a brief class. Let's refresh our memories. Being a Sunday doesn't mean we're not going to learn anything or we're not going to solve anything towards our JAMB examinations. Remember, we are having a live JAMB maths examination class, and we are taking on past questions in JAMB, and we have been solving 2020, the year 2020 JAMB maths past question. We also solved 2011, and we're going to solve more. So today we're just going to complete our 2020 JAMB maths class. And also, let's just remember that when you're about to write the exam, just relax. Try to solve the ones that you know, the simple ones very first of all. Solve the simple questions first of all. Do not dwell on a difficult question for so many minutes, because it takes just takes about 1 minute plus to solve one question. That's what you have to solve one question. So try as much as possible to solve the very simple questions. And when you are through, you can go back to the difficult questions. Remember, it's a computer-based test, a CBT test. So you're going to be using your computer to solve the problems. And also, you're not going to be allowed to take in a scientific calculator. So most of the questions are not really questions that have scientific numbers, long numbers, and all that. The questions are tailored and designed to make you solve them using some manipulations, which I have talked about. I've talked about getting the major sine trigonometric ratios such as sine 30, sine 60, sine 90, cos 30, cos 60, cos 90, tan 30, tan 60, and tan 90. So I'm going to do a video on that. Maybe I should even do something on that first of all before we start solving our problems. So without further ado, we are going to start this class. Without further ado, we're going to start this class. Okay. If you're new to this channel, do not hesitate to like, subscribe, share our videos with your friends. Okay? Do not hesitate to like, share, subscribe this video with your friends. So let's start right away. I'm going to use my board. I'm going to use my board. Okay. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show us how to get in the exam. Maybe you have a question that has to do with sin, cos, tan, and you're required to feed in the value of those things. So there's a quick trick on how to derive the stuff in the examination. So let's quickly start. Okay, let's quickly start. So let's assume that we're asked to solve a question that has maybe sine 30, sine 60, or sine 90 degrees. Or we're also asked to solve a question that has cos 60, cos 30, cos 90, or tan 30 degrees, tan 60 degrees, and tan 90 degrees. So these ones, because the examination is an examination that you're not required to use calculators. You're not required to use calculators. So as a result of that, you are supposed to have these values. Okay. So a quick method for us to get these values while in the exam, while you're waiting, you can quickly just write down, you can quickly just solve this. Just draw a triangle, an equilateral triangle. Okay, it's very simple and straightforward. Draw an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle is a triangle that has the three sides equal, and the three angles are what? Equal. We know the sum of angles in the triangle is 120. Therefore, each of these angles in this equilateral triangle will be 60 degrees each. 60 degrees each. And then this perpendicular, which is a line dividing a straight line that is 90 degrees to the horizontal, is called the perpendicular, divides this angle 60 to what? 30 degrees each. 30 degrees each. So we also have a prototype, a scenario for this triangle. Okay. Hold on a bit. Okay. Hold on a bit. Sorry. While I work on my pen, let's just use this. Okay. Okay, people. So we're coming back. There was a little break in transmission. So I was teaching us how to find sine 30, 60, and 90, cos 30, 60, 90, tan 30, 60, 90, if you're in the examination, and this examination does not require calculators. So while you're waiting, you can quickly construct this triangle, an equilateral triangle, in which all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. You draw a perpendicular, and then when you do that, we'll quickly we'll assume that the sides of each of the triangle, right, is 2 units, 2 units each. So this part will be 1 unit and 1 unit, giving us a total of 2 units. Remember, the perpendicular was dividing that angle 60 into what? 2, which gave us 30 degrees each. Okay. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. So how do we find this angle? Quickly, how do we find the trigonometric ratios for all three? Okay. Remember I said here is going to be 2. Here's going to be 2. Here's going to be 1 unit, and this is going to be 1 unit. Okay. So the first trigonometric ratio we're going to find is sine. So we know that sine stands for opposite over hypotenuse, while cos stands for adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan stands for opposite over adjacent. So if you want to remember that easily, we have an acronym that we call SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. All right? So if you have sine, you have opposite over hypotenuse. If you have cos, you have adjacent over hypotenuse. And if you have tan, right? You have opposite over adjacent, okay? They are ratios. So solving it right away, quickly and easily, we'll say sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees, we'll take from here sine. The opposite, sine is what? Opposite over hypotenuse, okay? So the angle, the side of the right angle triangle facing angle 30 is 1. Yeah, you got that right. So opposite is 1, and the hypotenuse is what? 2. So sine 30 is 1 over 2. And then the perpendicular, the side of the perpendicular, we'll have to use Pythagoras theorem to get this part, okay? So using Pythagoras theorem, remember this is a right angle triangle, right? Pythagoras theorem. So we're going to say this side, one side square plus the other side square equal to the hypotenuse square. So we're going to call the other side x, right? So we say 1 square plus x square equal to 2 square. So x square is what? 2 square minus 1 square. Therefore, x is the square root, equal to the square root of 2 square minus 1 square. Then we know that x is also equal to 2 square is 4 minus 1 square is 1. Therefore, x is root 3. So we're quickly going to write root 3 on this side. So we are going to find sine 60 degrees. Sine 60 degrees. Sine 60 degrees also opposite over hypotenuse. From the angle 60, from this angle 60, okay, the opposite is what? Root 3. The opposite is root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2. Okay, so that is sine 60. So let's find cos what? Let's find cos what? 30. Cos 30 degrees. Cos 30. Cos stands for adjacent all over hypotenuse. Cos stands for adjacent all over hypotenuse. So the adjacent for cos, this is 30 degrees here, right? 30 degrees. So cos, the adjacent is the side line on top of the angle, or where the angle lies on is known as the adjacent. And that part is what? Root 3. You got that right. And the hypotenuse is the same, which is 2. So if you observe, sine 60 is equal to cos 60, and they are both equal to root 3 over 2. So we're looking for cos 60 degrees. Cos 60 degrees. So cos 60 degrees adjacent to cos 60, the adjacent to cos 60 is 1. Very good. 1 is the number line that the angle 60 degrees lies on. 1, right? Over 2. You got that right. So that means sine 30 degrees is equal to cos 60 degrees. Hooray! So we're able to get those particular solutions. So it's very simple. Once you know how the triangle looks like, you've gotten your answers. Okay? Once you know how the triangle looks like, you've gotten your answers. So quickly, we are going to try to solve. We're going to try to solve the values for angle 45. Okay? The values for angle 45. So right away, we are going to draw a right angle triangle. Okay? So when you draw the right angle triangle, this is 90 degrees, this is 45 degrees, and this is 45 degrees. And then we're going to take one side as 1 unit and the other side as 1 unit. So using Pythagoras theorem to derive this part, we'll say, right, we'll call it x squared equal to 1 square plus 1 square. Therefore, x is equal to the square root of 2. 1 square is 1 plus 1 square, which is 1, equal to 2. So this part will be root 2. Root 2. So now, with this right angle triangle, what will cos 45 be? Cos 45, remember cos is adjacent, right? All over hypotenuse. Adjacent for cos 45, adjacent means the side that cos 45 lies on, which is 1, and hypotenuse is root 2. Okay, so let's look for tan 45. Tan 45 is equal to, remember tan is opposite all over adjacent. Opposite is 1 over adjacent is 1. So tan 45 is 1. Then let's find sine 45 degrees. Sine 45 degrees is what? Sine 45 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is 1, hypotenuse is root 2. Therefore, sine 45 and cos 45 are the same. Then we forgot to find tan 30. Tan 30 degrees. So looking at this triangle, so let's pull out this triangle, okay? Let's pull out this triangle. Move this triangle here, make it larger, okay? So we have tan 30, right? So if this is angle 30, tan is the opposite all over the adjacent. So that is 1 over root 3. Then tan 60 degrees is what? Opposite, which is root 3 all over 1. Okay? So from what I'm seeing, I see that tan 30 is equal to 1 over tan 60 degrees. So with all these in mind, we will be able to calculate, to find these values without using a calculator. So if you're in the exam hall, the quick trick is just to draw these two triangles and keep aside. So whenever you see a question that says sine 30 degrees or sine 60 or cos 30 or cos 60, just look at your triangle and you derive it. Because most of these examinations, except WIAC examination, you are not allowed to use your calculator. Welcome, Agnes Enejo. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Please help me like, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up and share if you can. Thank you. So we'll go right ahead. We'll go right ahead. So today we're not going to stay long on this live show. So we're going to see if we can solve a few problems from our 2020 Jamb questions. Now 2020 Jamb questions. So the first question. The first question. I need to go through the questions. Let's choose which particular question we're going to focus on today. Okay, I found a perfect question. Question number 33, and I read, a cylindrical tank has a capacity of 3080 meter cube. What is the depth of the tank if the diameter of its base is 14 meters? The first option A is 25 meters, second option B is 23 meters, option C 22 meters, and option D 20 meters. Thank you, Isaac Johnson. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you can share this share with your community. So let's move straight up to solve this problem. Okay, let's solve this problem. So we'll take this out of the way. Okay, so our problem today, question 33, I'll quickly write it down. Question 33. It's a cylindrical tank has a capacity. Question 33, Jamb 2020 past questions. Says a cylindrical tank has the capacity. Okay, so we're going to draw the tank quickly. Let me change the color. This will be the tank. Okay, this will be the tank. Quickly. So we'll do something like this. It's always good to visualize your problem so that it will be easy for you to solve. Woo! I guess I missed out this part of the. Now let's do this again. Okay, so I'll quickly move this here. Let me just delete this, okay? Okay, so now let's do another circle. Another circle. Okay. Then we'll erase this part of the tank. Okay. So now we have this done. So the question says a cylindrical tank has a capacity of 380, means the volume of this tank, the volume of this tank is 3080 meter cube. So that is the volume of the tank. What is the depth of the tank? What is the depth of this tank? Okay, so we're going to draw a line. I'm going to draw another line. Okay, what is the depth? What is the depth of this tank? If the tank is, the tank diameter has a base, the tank diameter has a base, right? So we are talking about diameter, right? Not radius. So 14 what? Meter. 14 meter. Okay, this is 14 meter. So how do we find the depth? We are going to find, okay, now we have the volume. Okay, first of all, write solution, right? Have the volume being 3080 meter cube. And we know the formula for volume of a cylinder, right? The formula for volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. Okay, and then we know that the radius of this tank will be 14 over 2. That is the diameter over 2, which gives us what? 7 meter. Do you see how the questions are being structured? Because they know that they're not going to allow a calculator. So they structure it in a way that your answers can be solved directly by hand. So now we're going to form the equation. We know the volume is 3080 meter cube equal to pi r, r is 7 square, times h. H is what we are looking for. That is the depth, right? So we're going to make h a subject of the formula. We know that pi is what? 22 over 7. So now we'll make h subject of the formula. How do we do that? We divide through by pi r square. Divide both sides by pi r square. So what do we have? This will cancel, leaving us with what? H. So we'll move this to this side, right? All over pi. You know pi is what? 22 over 7 times 7 square. Okay? So quickly, we are going to cancel out this stuff. 7 here will cancel. 7 will cancel the square, leaving only 1 7, right? So we're left with what? 3080 all over 22 times 7. All over 22 times 7. So 22 will go here once. Let's switch the colors. 22 will go into 22 once. 22 will go into 30 once. Remember what? 8. 22 will go into 88 4 times. Remember 0. Okay? And 22 will go into 0 0 times. So we're left with 140 over 7. 7 goes into 7 once. 7 goes into 14 2, and 0 0. So therefore the depth of this cylinder h is equal to 20 meters. And so our option is D. 20 meters in our option is D. Thank you, Ugona AB. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. Thanks for sharing. So in the next 10 minutes, we're just going to solve maybe 2 more questions, and then we will continue. We will call it a day. We will call it a day. So now that we've gotten this answer, we are going to solve our next problem. We're going to solve our next problem. So let me quickly get this out of the way. Okay. So our next problem question number 35. Let's try question number 35. Okay. Let's see. Question number 35 for our Jamb 2020 pass question. Right? Question number 35 quickly says 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression. 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression are given as n minus 2, n, and n plus 3. Find the common ratio. So let's take this question down. They said 3 consecutive terms of a GP are given as n minus 2, n, and n plus 3. Find the common ratio. So let's write this ratio part clearly. Okay. Okay. So now the solution, that's for question 35. Option A is 3 over 2. Option B, option A, let me just write the options quickly. Option A is 3 over 2. Option B is 2 over 3. Option C is what? 1 over 2. And option D is 1 over 4. Solution. Now, to solve this problem is not really a difficult problem, okay? It's not really a difficult problem. Okay, so now let's write it down traditionally, okay? Traditionally, we know that T1 is A. Let's take it as A, that is n minus 2. T2 will be what? AR, which is equal to what? N. T3 will be what? AR squared, which is what? N plus 3. So we know that R for a geometric progression will be T2 over T1. It can also be T3 over T4. 2, right? So we know T2 is what? Using AR, we have AR, T1 is A, right? T3 is AR square, T2 is AR. So if we cancel this out, we will have A cancel A cancel A, R here cancel R up, right? We will have a common ratio, right? So now let's substitute these values. We're going to substitute these other values, n minus 2, n, and n plus 3. So quickly, T2 is what? N. T1 is n minus 2. T3 is what? N plus 3. And T2 is what? N. So we're going to cross multiply this. We're finding the value of, we're finding what? The common ratio. The common ratio. Okay, we're finding the common ratio. So we need to find the value of n first. Then when we get the value of n, we can now substitute this into the equation to get the common ratio. So cross multiplying, we will have n times n equal to n minus 2 brackets n plus 3 bracket close. So we have n squared equal to, now let's open up the brackets. So we'll say n times n gives us n squared, n times 3 gives us plus 3n, minus 2 times n gives us minus 2n, minus 2 times 3 gives us minus 6. So we'll have to move everything we have here. Everything we have here, we'll move it to the left-hand side of this equation. So we are going to, let's move this up a bit. Moving this up, we will have n squared. So this other n goes to this side, minus n squared. This 2. Remember, these 2 will be what? N. 3n minus 2n gives us what? N. So if we move to the other side, it becomes what? Minus n. So we have minus n. We have minus n. Okay. Then minus 6 moving to the other side becomes plus 6 equal to 0. So we have, this cancels out, giving us minus n plus 6 equal to 0. Therefore, now this is negative, so we're going to move it back, right? Or we'll move 6 the other way. So we say minus n, whichever way you do it is correct. 6 moves to the other side, gives you minus 6. So canceling out the negative signs gives you n equal to 6. So now that we have n equal to 6, we go back to the original equations. So we know that T1 is equal to what? T1 is equal to what? So we just substitute it into the equation directly, okay? That should not be a problem. So we have n all over n minus 2, right? That's this. So let's substitute it back into the equation. So we have n is 6. N over 2 is 6 minus 2, which is 6 over 4. 2 cancels here, 2 cancels 3. So answer is 3 over 2. So let's check with the other one, which was n plus 3 over n. Okay. N plus 3 over n, which is equal to 6 plus 3 over 6, which is what? 9 over 6. 3 goes here, 2, 3 goes here, 3. Sorry, 2, which gives us 3 over 2. Therefore, Our R is 3 over 2. Our R is 3 over 2, which is a common difference. So in the options, 3 over 2 is our A option. 3 over 2 is our A option. So we're progressing. We're almost through with this class. This class is not going to take so much time. So we got that right. That was another simple question gone by. Okay, so now let's look at question 39. Question 39. Okay. I like to do the simple questions first. Okay. Because it's the same time it will take you to do the simple questions and the hard questions. So why not just do the simple ones first and know that you're done with this? So what do we do? Question 29. Question 29. Question 39. Jamb 2020 question. So the question reads as follows. A surveyor walks 500 meters up a hill. We'll say a surveyor walks, right, up a hill, which slopes at an angle, at an angle of 30 degrees. Calculate the vertical height through which he rises. Okay, through which he rises. Full stop. So we have our options. A as 252 meters, B as 500 meters, RC as 250 meters, and RD as 255 meters. Okay, so the question says, a surveyor walks up a hill which slopes at an angle of 30 degrees. So we're going to draw it out. Okay, so he's walking up a hill. Let's assume he's walking up a hill. Okay, he's walking up a hill, right? So this is him walking. This is the person walking up the hill, right? So this hill slopes at an angle of 30 degrees, right? Calculate the vertical height. Is this question complete? Okay, he walks 500. A surveyor walks 500 meters up a hill. He walks what? The question says he walks 500 meters up this hill, right? So we are looking for the vertical height by which, this is the height we are looking for. Okay, this is the height we are looking for, that is h. So the best way to solve this, whenever you have two sides of a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle, that's the triangle in which one of the sides is 90 degrees. So once you have a right angle triangle, we can use our trigonometric ratios. Then when you're given one angle and two sides of the right angle triangle, so which of the trigonometric ratios are we going to use? Now we have h, which is opposite to 30 degrees, and we have the hypotenuse. So let's investigate which of the trigonometric ratios are we going to use. So assuming we apply our acronym, so ka toa. Okay, so let's investigate quickly. Let's investigate this quickly. So this is sine opposite hypotenuse. And what we have here is opposite hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to quickly say sine 30 degrees equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And the opposite we have here is unknown, which is h, and hypotenuse is 500 meters. So remember our sine 30. We talked about this, right? We talked about this. So the first derivation, sine 30 was half, right? So now we first of all make h subject of this formula. Make h subject. So how do we do that? We say h is equal to 500 meters sine 30 degrees. So we know that sine 30 is half. So cancelling out, we have 250 degrees. So h is equal to 250 meters of height. As simple as A, B, C. As simple as A, B, C. Okay. Are we going to investigate the final question? Let's look for a question that will not be too difficult. Okay, so let's do question 37 and we'll call it a day. We just have 10 minutes left for this problem. 10 minutes left for this live program. So we're going to investigate question number 30. Question number 36. Okay, let's try this. Question number 36 is a set problem. Okay, it's a question 36 for Jamb 2020. Question 36 for Jamb 2020. So quickly, the question says, in a class of 40 students, in a class of 40 students, "32 offer mathematics, 32 offer mathematics, 24 offer physics, 24 offer physics. 24 offer physics, right? And 4 and 4 and 4 offer neither math nor physics. Full stop. How many offer both math and physics? How many offer both math and physics? Question. So our options A, B, C, and D. A is 4, B is 8, C is 16, and D is 20. Solution. And D is 20. Okay, so solution. In a class of 40 students, 30 offer math, 24 offer physics, and 4 offer neither math nor physics. So let's quickly draw a Venn diagram. Okay, this is a Venn diagram. So we're going to use different colors. Okay. This is for math. And this is for physics. Okay. So I'm going to use black. So the question says, it's simple, right? So the universal cert says 40 students. That means the total number of students is 40. Okay. And then if this is math, this is math, and this is physics. Okay. And the question says 32 offer maths, right? So let's just write 32 here first, and 24 offer physics, and 4 offer neither math nor physics. So how many offer both math and physics? That's X. Okay, that means we need to subtract that X from both of those sides. Okay, so if we're to form an equation, we will say, I like to use a different color for this part. We will say, now the sum, right? The sum of all the sets is 40, is equal to what? 4, right? Plus 32 minus X plus 24 minus X, okay, plus X. So that is our equation. Once you get the equation right, you have gotten the problem correctly. So we're going to open up the brackets, and then we're going to take like terms, moving X to one side and the constants to the other side. So we'll say, let's rearrange it. We'll say 4 plus 32 minus X plus 24 minus X plus X equal to 40. Equal to 40. So we're going to take like terms together, right? No, let's just do it like this. 4 plus 32 gives us what? 36, right? 36 plus 24 gives us 40. Let me see. 4 plus 36. Okay. 4 plus 36 gives us 4 plus 32 gives us 36. 36 plus 24 gives us 60. Gives us 60. 60, sorry. Right, 60 here. 60 minus x plus x minus x minus x plus x gives us minus 2x plus x equal to 40. So we're going to move it to the appropriate sides. Okay, so if we do that, we will have 60 minus x equal to 40. So what's going to happen? We're going to move them around. Okay, this will move here, right? And this will move here, right? Are we following? So we will have 60 minus 40 equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to 20. So out of these 40 students, 20 students are doing both math and physics. 20 students are doing both math and physics. So our options, that means our correct answer is D. Hooray! This was an excellent class. I really had fun. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did. I hope you did. Now we've come to the end of this class. We've come to the end of this class. Wow. It was a quick one. It was a quick one. So I don't know, we're able to solve like 4 questions or 5 questions. Okay. Sorry from that break in transmission. Okay, so we've come to the end of this class. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in this class. I expect to see you in our next class, same time, same place. If you're new to this channel, do not hesitate to subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you are old, please also like, comment, and share, and invite your friends to join this free Jamb Prep class. So see you in our next class, and I wish you success in all your examination. If you like to support this channel, you can join this channel, join the membership of this channel. You can also support this channel by super chatting, by giving us super stickers, and so on and so forth. God bless you. See you in our next live. Bye.